Hello, fellow YouTubers, and welcome. My name is Kim, and in this video you're about to watch, we will touch on the main four candidates of the 2017 NDP election and how each candidate made use of digital media to promote their campaigns. Following each candidate's assessment, recommendations will be made for each campaign so that we can learn what types of strategies are successful and which are not. Out of all four candidates, Jagmeet Singh had the strongest social media presence and following. His campaign is consistently engaging his followers and keeping the flow of information current across all his social media platforms. He made use of online platforms such as Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram to communicate and deliver a consistent message and promote his core values of love and courage. Jagmeet was also the only candidate who made use of Snapchat as one of his channels, which shows the extent of his uniqueness and diversity, especially in regard to the followers he attempts to reach. The marketing content, such as his Jagmeet and Greet events or his promotional campaign video to raise donations, are nothing short of brilliant. It's easy to see why his charming personality, in combination with his highly successful digital media campaign, won him the election, as well as the title of being the first minority politician to lead a major party in Canada. My recommendation for his campaign: Jagmeet, keep doing what you're doing because Canada is loving it. Secondly, let's take a look at Charlie Angus, who had a strong social media presence and following, and who was the runner-up in the election. Charlie's campaign made use of the following digital media platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. His personal campaign website is very functional and easy to follow. His Twitter account is very well managed, keeping an open flow of information and engaging his followers. His Instagram page does feature some promotional campaign ads, which helped push his political agenda, but I do find it strange that they chose to follow a turquoise color scheme for those ads. If the intention was to have turquoise be his campaign's identifiable color, this was not very obvious. Nowhere on his personal campaign website or any of his other social media platforms does the color turquoise make another appearance. His YouTube channel features an extensive number of videos, all relating to appearances he's made at the House of Commons in Ottawa, but nothing to promote him as a relatable human being outside of his political agenda. My recommendation for his campaign would be to make use of one specific color scheme across all social media platforms as opposed to switching it up. I would also recommend that the campaign produce more content that might have allowed the public to relate to him outside of his political agenda. Third on the list, let's take a look at Nikki Ashton, the second runner-up. Nikki had a healthy social media presence and following, and her campaign uses Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram to push her political agenda. She effectively integrated her Building a Movement hashtag into various social media channels, which made her campaign easy to follow. Her message, along with the use of specific colors and fonts, are always consistent. Nikki also does a great job at making herself relatable to the public. She's a strong advocate of feminism, and this really shines through in her campaign. By posting content that isn't only specific to her political agenda, she makes it easier for people to connect with her. Her Twitter and Instagram accounts are where things get a bit confusing. When searching her name under these channels, you realize she has two accounts for each. You can see that one is her personal account, and the other was created specifically for her campaign. And although it's clear why there are duplicate accounts under her name, it doesn't make it any less confusing for people who may struggle with distinguishing the difference between the two. In fact, for her personal Twitter account, you can see that that account had more traction than the one created for her campaign. And so in turn, her personal Twitter account ends up being the one used to promote her political agenda. Overall, her digital media campaign was strong and healthy, but my recommendation to her would be to ensure that the public can easily figure out which Twitter and Instagram account they're meant to follow. Ideally, only one account should pop up if searched. And last but not least, our fourth and final candidate, Guy Caron. Out of all the candidates, Guy had the weakest online presence. He made use of Facebook and Twitter to communicate with his followers, but there wasn't much two-way engagement across the channels. He did not have an Instagram or YouTube page, which directly affected his reach. Using those two channels could easily have boosted his online following. Having said that, Guy Caron communicates every aspect of his campaign in English and French, which is amazing. However, it was obvious that most, if not all, of his promotional content was specifically marketed towards residents of Quebec. He was a very popular candidate within the province of Quebec. However, his strategy seems to severely neglect the rest of Canada. He does a great job of portraying his ideals of being a family man as well as his political agenda through his personal website, but at the end of the day, there simply wasn't enough activity through his channels to gain more online followers. My recommendation for his campaign would be that, at the very least, make sure he's using all his social media channels available in order to engage as many people as possible. This concludes my analysis and rundown of the 2017 NDP candidates and their social media campaigns. I hope you enjoyed the video and learned something new about each candidate and their use of digital media to promote their political agenda. Thanks for watching.